I'm doing my presentation on music therapy for survivors of traumatic events. I chose this topic because it has always been interesting to me, and I see the field of music therapy growing a lot and how it interacts with this particular people group in the near future. I have a great passion for people who have gone through traumatic experiences and think that through the use of music therapy and more holistic approaches, the healing that could happen would be remarkable. I want to know more about this field because I think that it is an area of great importance in music therapy. When a traumatic event occurs, a common disorder to occur then after is post-traumatic stress disorder. So what is PTSD, and why do some extremely stressful events cause this outcome while others don't? The trauma can be caused most severely by a number of things: natural disaster, war, violence, abuse, etc. Anyone who has gone through an event like this can develop PTSD, but not all do. There is even evidence that watching second-hand events unfold over the news can cause PTSD-like symptoms, suggesting that even without experiencing a traumatic event, the symptoms can still be present. So just like so many other disorders, every person is different, and no one should be put in a box based on this disorder. Everyone is going to have different responses to it. So what are the symptoms? PTSD manifests itself in recurring and intrusive thoughts, dreams, and flashbacks. This means that someone with this disorder is unable to control when these symptoms arise, and in some cases is unable to have complete normalcy in life due to the dramatic and uncontrolled nature of this disorder. The quality of life for a person with PTSD can be affected by changes in emotional state and mood, as well as altered sense of reality. Treatment can be presented through a variety of mediums. The most traditional are talk therapy and medication. Other approaches include cognitive processing therapy and prolonged exposure therapy. Music therapy is commonly used with individuals facing PTSD. Many people may ask the question, why is music therapy better or more helpful than any other kind of therapy when treating PTSD? This is a loaded question with many different avenues of possibility, and in many cases, other forms of therapy could be helpful or complementary to music therapy. Story 2017 did a study on female veterans who had reported sexual assault while in active military service. The article suggests many different statistics of the amount of women sexually assaulted in the military, and that there is a lack of knowledge on how many women go through sexual assault because of the lack of reporting for these instances. In a quote from the article, it says, "Barriers to care and a lack of reporting are due to fear or shame, veterans' beliefs about mental health care, difficulty navigating the VA system, concern regarding not fitting in at the VA as a woman, military culture of power differentials, and loyalty to unit." Because of this mentality that is shared throughout much of the military, music therapy is a great alternative for these situations where PTSD results as a product of abuse, because it can help an individual express without forcing any kind of conversation about instances until the person is ready to speak about it. It is also a good tool to use coupled with talk therapy and other forms of therapy, as it allows for healing in different ways than psychotherapy might allow for. The method used in this example is the Bonnie method of guided imagery. Through this method, music is carefully selected for the client to listen to. Throughout the session, it then should evoke different responses consciously and unconsciously. This helped the women in the study by providing coping strategies and long-term social functioning. One of the more popular uses of music therapy for survivors of PTSD is for those affected by war and extreme violence. In 2007, Akombo, 2009, writes about how Kenya faced violence after the presidential election, and the people of Kenya rallied together in order to find healing through music. Many of the people in Kenya were suffering from PTSD due to the traumatic acts committed. Music was then used as a community exercise. allowing the people to participate together in the music of their culture in order that they might find wholeness and healing. It brought the people of Kenya closer together as well, and added a community element to the collective feelings of the event. Through the intervention of the music therapist involved, she was able to set up and make suggestions of how music therapy could be more integrated into schools and the community's everyday lives in order that they might continue to express and heal through music. Through this event, we can see that music therapy was an effective tool in bringing healing, community, and expression. The methods in this situation used were group sing-alongs and performances, and observation of performances for spiritual purposes. Broxson 2014 does a great job of highlighting some of the uses of music therapy and trauma in a much broader sense. Some of the activities that can be used for these individuals are drum circles, which can help to reduce tension and anxiety. It helps a client to focus on themselves, how they are making and creating, and can pull them out of the trauma and can help them to unify with the other people in the group through directed exercises. In the aftermath of 9/11, Broxson 2014 organized a community event in which people were asked to play through what they were feeling from the event and to focus on the loss and paying respect to them through the process of drumming together. This provided an opportunity to grieve together and find healing within a community. Improvisation helps with the unconscious processing and overall expression. It can help with the hurts and frustrations of what has been experienced. In the next example, clients were able to pick an instrument to be their voice. Sometimes things can be too difficult to express verbally, so through this example they were able to say it with music. They were able to express their emotions in a way that was easier and made more sense in the moment than words were able to do. Storytelling. Telling a story accompanied by music can be a way to support what is happening and provide an entertaining or moving atmosphere. Having a moral to the story can help clients seek to find their own meaning in their own circumstances. A patient who was in hospice care was deeply moved by a story shared by Broxson and found saying to him after the story had ended that the moral is, sometimes things happen and we don't know why. Through this process, the client was able to process internally what was happening to her and find some sense of solace in coping with the pain of her situation. And lastly, songwriting. This can help each client to express how they are feeling in a poetic way. It can also be a community activity with those who have experienced similar pain and can help bring each person to healing through vulnerability. The clients who participated in this activity were able to create something together that gave them a sense of accomplishment. Not only were they able to express musically in a moment, but they got the special gift of having something to show for it, and that they were able to look back on. The process of writing and performing the song took them on a journey and helped them to bring coping strategies and a way of expression. Music therapy is a useful tool in working with individuals who have undergone traumatic experiences and is something that should be continually studied and built upon to provide healing for these individuals. Thank you.